Good morning, guys. This is day 4 of speaking to the camera every day for 90 days. Today I'm in this little weird kind of huck, shack, whatever you want to call it, back room. The mosquitoes are absolutely insane today up here in Quebec. I was trying to sit down by the water where I normally do my videos, but it was just too bad. I was getting eaten alive. So yeah, we're gonna film our video in here today. And the topic that I wanted to talk about was having faith in everything that you do. Whenever we work towards things in life, whenever we strive to become better people, whenever we strive to achieve big goals, whenever we strive to, make something of our lives, we can often put ourselves down. We can often find it so easy to not trust that things are going to work out in our favor. And I think that's one of the most dangerous things you could do is not be able to trust in yourself, not be able to trust in God, not be able to trust in the process, and not be able to trust in the work that you're putting in on a day-to-day basis each and every single day. And I think this goes back to being a process-based person over being a results-based person. When you're someone that's focused on the process, you're someone that's focused on showing up each and every single day and putting in the inputs, you're someone that's focused on continuing to do the things that you know you need to do each and every single day, you're focused on something that is going to move the needle forward each day rather than being someone who is only focused on mere results. Someone who is only focused on getting the paycheck or getting the followers or getting the likes or getting the materialistic items that come with the success. But that's the most unfulfilling part out of all of this. And you're going to realize that very quickly. And the thing is, if you don't take time to look around and embrace the process, one, you might actually burn out unless your desires for materialistic items outweigh that. But two, once you get those things, you're going to realize it wasn't all that. Like, the process is the gift of all of this. The act of working towards something and trying to change your life is the best thing you can get out of working towards anything. It's not any type of reward you'll get. It's not any type of validation. It's not any type of success. It's not any type of status. The real gift that comes with all of this is the process of showing up every day and having something to work towards. Because that gives life so much more meaning and so much more purpose. When you know you are actually trying to do something that's going to have a positive impact on this world, when you know that you are actually going to do something that has a positive impact on other people, you can truly start to have a real sense of unique drive that no one else has. Because a lot of people are fueled by materialism. A lot of people are fueled by getting their desires, by, just getting financial freedom and just running off and going to a beach and disappearing for the rest of their life, which would be cool. But we have all been put here for a greater purpose and a greater mission. And I personally think my greater purpose and mission is to come on here and to not only achieve success for myself, but to inspire others to do the same, because I know what it was like to be down bad. I know what it was like to be a young kid who, I wasn't broke by any means. I wasn't like struggling, but my parents did not have much. They had me and my brother when they were very young. They worked extremely hard to get us to where we're at now. And just seeing that and seeing how hard they had to work, it gave me a fire within to go out there and absolutely take over the world. And I think there's something so special about coming from humble beginnings that really gives you an edge if you allow it to. People that are born with a little bit more and they're a little bit more fortunate, there's nothing against them. Like, that's amazing for you. But you tend to get comfortable much easier. You tend to get complacent. Sometimes. There's a lot of other guys that will be born with a lot and they're smart and they play their cards right and they build an empire of more, which is good. That's props to you. I'm not holding anything against you. But I'm saying it's easy to get complacent when you're in a position of power, when you're in a position of status, when you already have a lot of money. But when you come from humble beginnings, there's a fire within you and it has to be ignited. Because you can continue to put it down with drugs or alcohol or anxiety or doom scrolling or movies or pop culture, all these things that distract us from achieving our greater purpose and our greater mission. You can do that. Or you can decide to truly live a unique life. You can decide to truly venture out on trying to make something absolutely amazing for yourself and your future family. You can truly decide that you want something more out of your life. And you can use that chip on your shoulder as drive each and every single day to get what it is that you want out of life. And it's so possible. It is so possible. And going back to faith, it's one thing that I struggle with hard. Like, hard. There's so many times where I don't even know if I will achieve anything. There's so many times where I don't know if I will amount to anything. And just having that constant sense of not being confident in the results that you know you're going to get eventually will hold you back so far. And I've seen it hold myself back time and time again. But that's why we need to rely back on the process-based thinking, on the process-based over results-based work. Because if we're focused on showing up each and every single day and giving everything we have over a long enough time horizon, you will not fail. You will succeed. But you have to be willing to show up each and every single day and putting in the work and doing things that are uncomfortable and taking risks and taking chances and putting a lot on yourself. Because in order to grow, you have to get stressed out. In order to grow, you have to be put in uncomfortable positions. In order to grow, you have to do something that you necessarily haven't ever done yet. And although it might be scary and it definitely is going to be uncomfortable and you probably don't want to do it, that's what's necessary. And if you talk to anyone who has ever achieved anything, anyone who has ever amounted to anything in this life, they will say the same thing. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to do things that scare you. You have to do things that push you to get out of your comfort zone consistently. That's why exercise is so amazing. That's why jiu-jitsu and martial arts is so amazing. That's why running is so amazing. Not only does it increase your physical fitness, but it also builds mental resilience so that when you come into a world like business or your career, you have that resilience in order to continue pushing towards something that you want to achieve. And the same thing goes for relationships too, like your relationship with your family. Like if you're someone that is not achieving anything within your life, you feel like you have no purpose, you're going to take that anger out on your family. You're going to take that sense of hopelessness and purposeness, and your family is going to see that and they're going to suffer. But if you can be a man or a woman that shows up relentlessly and is chasing after their dreams, chasing after their God-given purpose, chasing after making a better life for themselves and that family, they will look at you and be so inspired, and that will have effects for years to come. I like to think about the ripple effect. One day when I'm a father, I want to have a massive ripple effect, like a fucking massive ripple effect for generations to come. I want to have many kids, yes. I don't know how many. I don't talk to Mikhail about that. But I do want to have kids, and I want to have an amazing impact on them. And I want them to carry that legacy that I share to them on for generations to come. And I want my bloodline to do amazing things, not only monetarily, not just make a lot of money, but truly make an impact on this world, whether that's building amazing products that change people's lives, whether that's coming up with new technology that advances the way that, we do things, whether that's being an artist, being a poet, being a movie writer, being an athlete, being a snowboarder, being a surfer, like whatever they want to do, I'm going to tell them to follow that wholeheartedly and do whatever they can to be the best at that in the world. And to also give themselves time to truly enjoy their life and be with the people that they love and not get so caught up in the monetary value and the money that comes with all this. Because that's another thing, is we can work towards things and we can lose hope. We can lose sight on what it is that we're actually working towards. If we're just constantly focused on getting a fat paycheck, if we're constantly just focused on hitting $10,000 a month in revenue, if we're constantly just focused on building our business online, like, I think a lot of people are in this for the wrong reasons now, because social media has corrupted our brains into thinking that we can see success in such a short amount of time, and we can see a lot of success in a short amount of time, and that it can be easy. And don't get me wrong, sometimes people get lucky and it looks easy, and then they show it off online and they make it look easier than it was. And we corrupt kids' brains, and that is not okay. Like, you're corrupting people's brains by putting out this false sense of identity, by putting out this false sense of hope for people and showing them that they can do things that, yes, are possible, but like, you're corrupting them in the sense that you're telling them they can achieve these things so quickly when sometimes it's just not the case. And that's why I think it's so amazing for creators like us, like the people who think like us, to come online and share our message and spread our word and just talk and get things out, because this type of content is what helps people piece together the puzzle in their life. And I know it's helped for me. Some of my favorite podcasts, Drake Davis, who runs Stay in Process, Founders, Open Residency, what else? Huberman Lab, Rogan, like listening to people talk for a long period of time, Jet Friends In, like listening to people talk for a long period of time and piecing together not only pieces in their life, but pieces of society and pieces of all the things that are going wrong. And they kind of add their own creative spin to it. They add their own interpretation of it. They add the way that they think about it to these problems. It helps you process them as well, so that you're not in this game alone. And so that's why I really wanted to continue doing this, because I can just start this and I can post every day and I can just like not have any meaning or purpose behind it. But if I'm gonna do this, I want this to have a long lasting effect, and I probably will continue to do it after the challenge is over. And I don't want this to be another thing where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something and then I don't show up every single day and do it. And yesterday I didn't get my 15, but I still got the 10 minutes in, and I count that because I showed up, and even though it wasn't perfect, I showed up. And that's what matters most to me. I don't care what anybody else thinks about this whole thing. Like, I showed up, and that's what matters to me. And it wasn't perfect and it wasn't pretty, and that's how a lot of things are going to be in this life when we are working towards building a greater life. You're not going to have it figured out. Nothing is going to be perfect. Things are not going to align most of the time. You are going to get beat up. You are going to get pushed down, but you have to continue to work each and every single day and have the faith that things will work out in your favor if you never continue to quit, if you never slow down, and if you just continue to have that vision in front of your mind at all times, and you know that you're working towards something that can truly make an impact on not only yourself, but your future family and generations to come. So yeah, that's my little rant. This trip has been extremely eye-opening for me. Not only just seeing how hard these people work out here, the harvesters that are picking the plant that goes into the product, it's just like crazy to see how much more goes into a product than we think. When I see a supplement bottle, I don't think of all of this. I think of, oh, people just harvest this thing and they put it in a bottle and then it's good to ship off. Like, no, there's a lot that goes into this. And these people are working grueling hours, 8 to 10 hours in the heat, getting swarmed by bugs, just like so depleted and so malnourished and so like they just like, I feel so bad for them, but they're working hard and they're making money, and that's more what goes into a product than just something. Like, there's so many people, so many families that rely on this, and it's just cool to see. And I still haven't found my route yet in what necessarily I want to do. But I think what I'm doing right now, where it's just continuing to try and fail and try and fail and try and fail, but have hope that things are going to work out, is one of the best things you can do if you don't know where to start. And that's kind of why I started posting content online, because I wanted to achieve success and I wanted to have something to work towards, right? But I didn't know what to do. And it's easy to get stuck in that sense of analysis paralysis. It's easy to get stuck in self-improvement. It's easy to get stuck in, oh, I have to have the perfect daily routine. I have to have the perfect this. I have to have the perfect that in order to start. But you have to just start, because like I said earlier in the video, conditions are never going to be perfect. Things are never going to line up the way you want them to. So it's important that you just start and you just play with your cards how you have them, and you just do the best you can. Because oftentimes when you don't think of things as much as you need to, when you don't overthink, and you kind of just act relentlessly, consistently, actionably, you'll start to realize that things just like work out in this weird manner. And you just trust your intuition, and you stop trying to make everything perfect, and you allow things to just go. And if there's a problem, you get feedback and you fix it, and you know for next time. And that's my biggest flaw right now, is the fact that I'm trying to always be over perfectionist in everything that I do, whether it's content, whether it's copy, whether it's personal brand, whether it's scripting videos, whether it's anything. And I'm starting to realize that if I can just slow down a little bit, and I can just stop trying to make everything perfect, and I can just start taking action and just allowing things to be messy every once in a while, and allowing people to come in and give me feedback, and taking that feedback and changing the things that I need to change, and learning from that moving forward. I think that's the best way to go. But yeah, I'm loving these talks, and I'm loving showing up every single day and having something to work towards again. As much as short form content is cool, this is so much more meaningful, and I feel like I'm personally gaining so much more value out of this. And even though I have no viewers watching this yet, I know that people are going to tune in eventually once I start to share it. But I also know that someone's going to come back and watch these old episodes. And someone's going to come back and watch these old episodes, and it probably will have an impact on them. If they trust me and they like my content enough to come back and watch these, this can have an impact on someone. And if you're watching this, I truly appreciate you. And I want you to know that you can achieve anything within your life. And no matter how bad things get, there's always a brighter side. There's always a brighter day. And I've been in positions where I really didn't know if I even wanted to be here anymore, but I continued to show up, and I continued to work hard, and I continued to have that slimmer of faith in the back of my mind. Even though I fully didn't believe it, in the back of my mind, I always knew deep down that something would eventually work if I didn't quit. And so the best thing you could do is just keep moving. Just keep trying things, just keep failing, just keep showing up, just keep doing your thing. Find the right people and surround yourself with the right people. Find a good girl, be close with your family, build a nice relationship with them, and just like don't overcomplicate this stuff because it really can be simple. And stop with the moonshots. You're not gonna make a $10,000 a month in a couple weeks. Like you gotta widen your horizons and think bigger. Think on a longer time scale. Instead of being like, how can I make $10,000 a month this year? Think, how can I make 10 fucking mil in like the next 5 to 10 years? Think bigger, bro. Stop thinking about building a cash flowing business. Start thinking about how to build real world value, how to come into people's lives and make their lives easier and provide value to them and help them make more money and help them operate more efficiently instead of just trying to get a fat check every month. Start to live with a sense of purpose and a sense of mission. And that's why I think content is so absolutely amazing, because when I make content, I do it because I know it can have an effect on people. When I make content, I do it because I know that when I was down bad, I looked at the people who were making content, and those were the ones who truly inspired me. Those were the ones who showed me that there's brighter days ahead. Those were the ones that showed me what was truly possible. And that's why I love doing this, because I know that someone's going to see this, and I know that this is going to have an impact on them. And I love just being able to talk to the camera and just allow all of this to come out and allow myself to get into this subconscious flow where I can just work and just get the things out that need to get out. So yeah, that's all for me today. I'm sure this was well over 15 minutes, but I think this was the best one yet. Episode 4. Gonna keep showing up each and every single day. Gonna keep making banger videos like this. Every single one is just gonna continue to get better, continue to have more depth, continue to be more well spoken, continue to be cooler environments. Like, this isn't gonna stop. This is just the beginning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Peace.